like dynamite. Out of sight, we fell in love with haunted. My, oh my, honey, looking wonderful, fly, so fly, honey, like a supermodel.
Thanks, Tim.
Very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our live coverage. It is the Under-18 Australian Championships Women's Gold Medal Playoff. Great to be with you here in Launceston. It is a stunning day. Beautiful blue skies, and the team's just going through their last-minute instructions from the coaching staff. It is Queensland taking on Victoria. Rick Fontaine with you. A very warm welcome through the streaming on News Corp with thanks to Duff TV. It's a great pleasure to be bringing you the finals. We take a look at the Queensland lineup coached by Sarah Rogers. They've had a very good run through to today's final. They managed to get through undefeated with 4 wins and 1 draw in their Pool A matches. 22 goals they scored, just 4 against, and then a terrific win in the semi-finals where they defeated the Northern Territory 5-1. And their opponents in the final this afternoon equally have had a terrific run through to the final, and that is Victoria, coached by Andrew Henderson. Now the Vics 4 wins and 1 draw, and have only conceded 1 goal in all their matches up until when they played WA in the semi-final. They won that 3-1, so just conceding 2 goals so far. So defensively, the Vics have been in terrific form, captained by Juliet Sheriff. And you see the coaching staff there. Andrew Henderson just going through the last minute instructions before we get underway. And if you didn't catch the boys under-18 final, it was a thriller down to the last few minutes, and a late goal saw New South Wales take out the final 2-1. So congratulations to New South Wales. But here, the attention now is on Queensland and Victoria. 4 15-minute quarters. And the team's now making their way out. A really good crowd here too. The weather is sensational. Mind you, for those of you living interstate, you might appreciate the fact that it might be a bit warmer over there, because when we woke up this morning, it was 0.5 degrees early on. But now it is a beautiful afternoon here as we get set for the teams to make their way out onto the hockey centre here at the Northern Hockey Centre in Launceston. We're about 10 minutes out of the CBD, and players just about to come out now. Now we've also had the Australian Under-15 Hockey Championships. They just completed up in Bathurst yesterday, and terrific competitions there. And well, being a little bit biased down here in Tassie, what a great performance from the boys Under-15 hockey team from Tassie. They made their way through to the final. They went down to New South Wales 4-2, but a great performance from them. And in the girls, New South Wales getting the double with a 5-3 victory in the gold medal playoff over Western Australia. And congratulations to Lily Richardson from Queensland, who was named the Just Hockey Player of the Tournament in the girls, and Oliver Stebbings from Tassie. Well done to Ollie. He was judged to be the player of the tournament with thanks to Just Hockey. So, players shake hands, take their lineup, and Queensland will be coming from the left of screen here. All right, so play just about to get underway here. The first quarter, 15-minute quarters on a sun-drenched hockey centre here in Launceston. And Queensland getting us underway, going from left to right. As I mentioned, a really good crowd here for this gold medal playoff. And it should be a terrific contest. Both sides have been in impressive form all week, going through undefeated. In fact, 22 goals, 41 goals between these two states leading up to today's final. Both had good victories in their semis. So Queensland with the first foray in attack, but good defensive work by the VICs, and they'll come away with it here in the opening minute as that one goes out. Now, joining us in commentary this afternoon, it's a great pleasure to welcome Nicole Jeeves from Hockey Tassie. G'day, Nicole, how are you?
Thank you, good, thank you.
We're rugged up, aren't we? A bit chilly this morning, but what a setting now. Stunning day.
Stunning day. The sun is definitely coming out for it.
Should be a good contest, this one. Both sides have been in impressive form all week.
Yeah, both teams have basically been sort of top of their pools throughout the week, have played some really solid hockey across the week as well, so it will be quite an exciting match.
Should be. Victoria conceding just 2 goals so far this week, winning their semi-final 3-1 against Western Australia. And just unable to keep that in play was Charlotte Hodgson from Victoria. So Queensland ball as they press forward. So doing the early attacking here in the first couple of minutes. Queensland defeating Northern Territory 5-1 in yesterday's semi-final to progress through. So Georgina West dishes off it. Come back to her here.
In front, Mitch.
So early chance, under a bit of pressure here, the VICs in the first little stanza, but they'll come away now through Enya Talbot. And they look to build over from the right wing position on the outer side here in St Leonard's. Now, chance to come through the centre. Good ball through too. Early chance here for Victoria. Unable to just control it was Talbot, who made her way into the circle. We'll have another chance here to build up. Always nerve-wracking as well, Nicole, isn't it? The opening few minutes. Always quite good to try and get the ball early, get the stick on the ball and control, and hopefully get those nerves out.
Yeah, the first couple of minutes are always the testing times, just to see where the teams are at and how they come out. So it'll be interesting to see who calms first to gain sort of some momentum and some possession.
So an early opportunity here for Victoria as they come in, seeking really their first opportunity here. They've Queensland have made a very good start, but Victoria now, can they take advantage here? 3 minutes into the first quarter of this under-18 Hockey Championship final. Penalty corner. Well worked. And a great start for the VICs. They make it from the first penalty corner inside 3 minutes.
I think it's been disallowed.
It has been disallowed. They were jubilant. And just trying to pick up what may have happened there for that to be disallowed. Did you pick that one up? Not sure if it might have just come off.
It looks like it's possibly just hit the foot
Yeah,
of that deflector.
That's all I can think of, really, that may have been the case. So, unfortunately for the VICs, goal disallowed. Just coming off the feet. But they look as though they've settled after all the early attacking was with the Maroons. So once again, a warm welcome to you with our coverage streaming through News Corp. Thanks to Duff TV here in Launceston for what's been a magnificent week of under-18 hockey. The weather, we've had just about everything down here, Nicole, haven't we? We're used to it, but for these visiting states, well, for those tuning in for the first time this week, would be absolutely thinking this is a magic place. It is a magic place, but it has been pretty chilly. We've had a bit of wet weather, but a stunning day for the final.
Yeah, it's definitely turned it on today.
So Victoria build here through Delamere. Battle for possession. It's off the foot, it'll be a Vic ball. Just joining us, New South Wales taking out the under-18 final with the men. A 2-1 victory in their final. As the Vics come in once again here through Zara Geddes. Desperate defence, 3-on-1 and 3 wins. Queensland will come away. Build up in front of our commentary box. Lovely work from Sarah Cochran. She's got 1 goal to her name in the tournament so far, and here she comes. She needs a little bit of help. Plenty of pressure from the Vics. Good defensive work there by Evie Stansby. Have you seen the first few minutes, Nicole?
I think Victoria have been able to maintain possession a little bit more. They want to play through their midfield, which is definitely a strength to their game. Queensland a little bit opposite. They want to sort of stretch Victoria and really target their strikers, who are quite quick and have got really good sort of essential skills.
All right, so Victoria, they had an opportunity a couple of minutes ago. And now it's going to be Queensland's turn. On the penalty corner.
Says on the 25 as an out. Go, 25.
Well, a bit of a communication misunderstanding there. It hasn't come off. And the Vics push out.
Hold there, Sess. Back play,
Gina
back
West.
play.
She's had a good tournament. 3 goals to her name.
Get Jose out.
Queensland will certainly be looking towards Claire Colwell. 12 goals for the tournament so far. She's been in outstanding form. Almost accounting for half their goals so far. Victorian defence standing up well. So good little sustained period here for Queensland. They'll build up through Kyra Livermore now. Almost a turnover. Under pressure. And apart from those first couple of minutes, the Vics really trying to really put the foot down here in these opening few minutes. Nicole, they look as though they've settled from a few nervy starts.
Yeah, they certainly have, and they're starting to really link well, which is pleasing to see. So making some really strong sort of 2-3 passes before like getting forward. So they've definitely gelling well this morning.
Come on, let's go, Sierra, up on her.
Great to see. Big crowd have stuck around here in Launceston. You can just see through the camera. Duff TV, it's they're rugged up. They're enjoying a great day. Barely a breath of wind. Perfect conditions, and that's what you want for a final. No excuses. And it's a real battle here now.
Quickly, reset.
Maybe a Queensland ball. So very even at the moment. Little small periods for each side so far.
Far enough, bots. Come out a bit. Come out.
And Queensland will reset through Claire Colwell, who we just mentioned. 12 goals to her name so far in the tournament.
Close it down. That's it.
Good work coming forward there. That was Madeline Kenny for Queensland. Now, chance for the Vics to clear. They can keep it in. They'll get the ball from the side. Just in front of Daggett as we see an interchange. It's Darcia Colemeyer. Now, she'll take possession again. Chance now for Kenny of Queensland, but big ball, Shauna Mitchell. Back to her teammate in Stansby. In the last line of defence, and they build quickly, the Vics. So just over midway through this first quarter. Both sides have each had a penalty corner. Victoria, in case you missed it in the first 3 minutes, had one. Thought they'd scored, but disallowed. Correct decision. The scoreline remains 0-0. Nicole, we talk about defences and how important they are, but Victoria, through their 5 matches in their Pool B and then the semi-final, have only conceded 2 goals over the course of 6 matches. They've been rock solid at the back all week.
They certainly have. A standout for them has been Evie Stansby. She's been really solid sort of as their defensive centre mid or actual defender. And yeah, has been just really strong throughout. So they've been relying on her, and she's definitely standing up today for them.
Great opportunity for people down here in Tasmania, but plenty of people visiting from interstate as well, supporting their children, and their friends are down here, which is absolutely fantastic. But I mean, we talk, it's an Olympic year, and this is the next generation we're getting to see down here as well, Nicole, and hockey's looking in a pretty good spot.
It certainly is. So a lot of these athletes will definitely be looking to sort of represent Australia potentially in the next 6 to 7 years. Some of these athletes will have the opportunity to sort of participate in a futures camp, which will be named after this championship. So really lots of potential and promise on the horizons.
Absolutely. So Queensland now. A little period here. Here is Claire Colwell. Goes back. One of those with a very, very bright future. She had a great tournament, as we've mentioned a couple of times. Vic's nice ball control. Should be a big ball. It is. So Colmeyer will take it down to under 5 minutes remaining until quarter time. Tight opening. Good spread here from the Vics as they transfer to the outer side here at St Leonard's Hockey Centre, about 10 minutes out of the CBD in Launceston. It's the headquarters for hockey up here in the north. And gosh, it's come a long way, Nicole. As a Launcestonian, when you see the development and the surface here now, it is first class.
Certainly is, and obviously there's some potential like works going to happen here as well. I know that Hockey Tasmania are really hoping for some funding which will support some sort of upgrades to the facility, so we can actually have some Hockey One games up here as well.
That would be sensational. And the Vics now in attack. Opportunity for Talbot, already an Australian representative. And plenty of bodies around here. The ball comes loose. Queensland defence deal with it. So Victoria ball, Shauna Mitchell. Now it goes all the way back to a teammate, a player you mentioned, Evie Stansby. So Queensland just struggling to hold possession for long enough at the moment, aren't they?
They certainly are. Hopefully with with quarter time coming up, the coach will just be able to sort of compose them a little bit, and they can regroup and refocus to come out for the second quarter a little bit more composed over the ball.
It's a good point. Just probably evident just then as well with that free ball and not hitting the mark and a turnover. So good 4 or 5 minutes here for the Vics. They've dominated this period. Not showing on the scoreboard just yet. And he has a fast long ball. 2.5 minutes to go till quarter time. It's Queensland. Yeah. Again, turnover. Nice work from Lawton. She'll go out wide. And here they come again. Mitchell, Lawton. Late opportunity here, and there'll be a little bit of respite for the Queensland defence. They've been under sustained pressure here for the last little bit as we count down to quarter time. 0-0 the scoreline. The Under-18 Australian Women's Hockey Championship final. It's Queensland and Victoria here in Launceston. Great to have your company. Streaming through News Corp, Duff TV, this final day of the championships. Being biased Tasmanians as we are, Nicole, we'll have to talk about the Under-15 Hockey Championships at some stage this afternoon as well, because that was unbelievable.
Certainly some exciting news, that's for sure.
All right, just over a minute to go. And again, another chance here now for Victoria.
Thanks, baby.
Josie Lawton starting to cause them a little bit of trouble as well. She's had plenty of it in the last few minutes. They build up again. Queensland will be desperate to just try and hold on here. They've got a minute left till quarter time. As you said, I think Coach Sarah Rogers will be pretty keen to get the charges together for a couple of minutes and just try and settle them down a little bit. It's Victoria again. Matter of just trying to hold possession and try and see out the quarter at this stage, because they look like they're just hanging on here at the moment.
Yeah, it's just important to not sort of make any silly decisions or like mistakes here. So you just want to value possession as much as possible and then go in sort of to the quarter break, like just sort of looking to improve. And yeah, again, as we said, for Queensland, just regroup and get themselves set again.
Well done, everyone. Great connection working there.
That's just about going to do us here in the first quarter, and that is it, right on cue. So quarter time here in this under-18 women's final. It is Queensland 0, Victoria 0, and I think at the first break, Nicole, I think Queensland will be pretty satisfied because the VIC certainly dominated that last 6 or 7 minutes.
They certainly will be. So Queensland were just able to sort of, I guess, hold them out. They do rely quite heavily on their midfield, which they've stood up to the challenge so far. They'll obviously be talking in their smaller subgroups at the moment about what they can do sort of just to rectify some issues about maybe not maintaining possession for as long as they'd like, and hopefully come out with a little bit more composure and ability to actually string some passes together.
Been a great week. Obviously, we'll get on to the under-15s a bit later, but it's been a fantastic week of under-18 hockey, and Hockey Tasmania. Yourself and the team have done an outstanding job hosting this tournament, because there's a lot of sport on down here in Tasmania at the moment. We've been crying out for it, and we've got a lot of other stuff happening, but to see crowds like this here and the interest in hockey, there's a lot of competition from other sports with juniors wanting to play, but the junior space in hockey is looking really, really positive.
It certainly is, and the numbers are quite promising across the board, and I think also across the state. And look, obviously there's a few states here that have been able to bring sort of 2 teams out, so it's clearly showing that hockey is still like a really sort of prime sport to be playing and to be involved in, and the crowds this week have also been great supporting that.
Yeah, as you can see on your screens now, wherever you may be watching around the country, or indeed that's the beauty of streaming, you might be watching it somewhere overseas. So if you are, welcome. Great to have you with us on this final day, but it's beautiful weather and great to see plenty of people here rugged up. So we're about to get underway, second quarter. One of those uncomfortable pauses, Nicole, isn't it? There we go. Just maybe the hornblower just had to wait for the right time. Here we go. We are underway. Second quarter, 0-0 the scoreline between Queensland and Victoria. Certainly Victoria finishing that first quarter very strong. Get to see, Nicole, if you can pick up any changes and focuses for Queensland. The important thing for them, it is 0-0 still. Ball coming in and missing everyone, so it'll be a Queensland ball here. Just keeping it in very well there. It was a desperate attempt. That was Georgina West. Had a good week as well. 3 goals she scored for state. So a little bit more urgency, it appears, from the Queensland players as well. They're trying to put a bit of pressure on closing down the Victorian defenders very quickly.
Yeah, their press is a lot higher, and so they're looking to turn the ball over deeper in Victoria's sort of defensive 25. So clearly they've been instructed to do that with the intention that everyone else from Queensland are also stepping up and marking in front as well.
Again, a turnover, and Victoria will come forward through Jade Robertson. Good defensive work there, and seen out by Eliza White of Queensland. So Victorian ball, 0-0 the scoreline, opening 2 minutes of the second quarter. And again, Vic's press forward. Unfortunately, unable to control the ball, so been impressed with Josie Lawton in that first quarter for Victoria as well. Just coming through the midfield, she's been the go-to player a little bit, particularly in that second half of the quarter, setting up a lot of their attacking moves.
Yeah, Josie is definitely one of Victoria's go-to players. She's got such a high work rate and just work ethic. So she's quite valuable for them, and her just ability to actually run hard forward creates a lot of opportunity for Victoria. So I'm sure they'll continue to try and utilise her as much as they possibly can.
So 3 minutes played here in quarter number 2. And it's a deadlock at the moment still. Now there's a good turnover. Here's an opportunity for Queensland. They come into the circle. Shot comes in. Good save by the keeper. So good positive play, and again stemming from really trying to shut down those Victorian defenders. That's certainly a change we've seen in these first few minutes, Nicole.
Yeah, it certainly is, and there you'll see Claire Cole again just being really busy on and off the ball, and just able to set her players up to take that goal shot. So again, they're hoping more that from her for the next couple of quarters.
Absolutely. So good little period here for Queensland. Nervous start. They certainly have come out with a lot more positive intent in this second quarter. Well, we've got a little bit of a lull. Let's boast about Tasmania. Nicole, what a result for the Tasmanian boys reaching the final of the under-15s. And, of course, Oliver Stebbings winning the player of the tournament as well.
Yeah, it's an amazing achievement. The Tassie boys played exceptionally well sort of throughout the course of the week for them. And, yeah, just reward Ollie Stebbings getting the sort of player of the championship. He was quite strong for them throughout, and definitely got them back into games through either his drag flicking ability or just converting penalty strokes for them. So hopefully some really promising times ahead for Tassie, particularly in the men's space again.
Yep, and of course that incredible game against Victoria where they were 3-0 down in virtually no time, and to come back and win that was... I think they'll be talking about that for a long time in the hockey circles down here.
Yeah, it's always nice to have those sort of comeback stories, and yeah, just to reach the medal matches themselves. I'm sure the boys will be very happy as well as their coaches.
Absolutely. All right, back to the action here. 5 minutes played in the second quarter. And the through ball there is going to find nobody, so it'll be Queensland's ball. General field of play, certainly get the feeling this has just evened up a little bit in these early stages.
Yeah, sometimes throughout quarters there'll be a little bit of a lull, and it will again just be the team that does maintain their composure over the ball and just not do silly things. So you'll experience them throughout the game, no doubt, because they are working quite hard.
The play certainly seems to have opened up a little bit as well. Players finding a little bit more space.
Yeah, so Victoria might do that. They more than likely will have different set plays that they'll play throughout the quarters just to challenge Queensland and also see what they do. And I'm sure Queensland are sort of trying to do the same as well to stretch Victoria so they can have some space to move.
Just composure, right? We've got the peel.
So plenty of instructions you can maybe able to hear. Andrew Henderson, the coach of Victoria. And playoff matches going on behind us as well, as you can see on the screen. In the northern end, here in St Leonard's at the Northern Hockey Centre. So So Vic ball here from halfway, Shauna Mitchell with the ball on the sideline, and she'll go all the way back to Stansby. So we've seen a lot of the long balls here in the early stages of this second quarter, and they're just not coming off for Victoria at the moment.
Yeah, they're just not connecting with their strikers at the moment. So, again, the strikers just need to start maybe moving a little bit earlier to pick up those balls. And also, I'm sure the midfielders will be starting to maybe think about changing up and just utilising each other through the midfield before going forward.
It's another opportunity for Victoria. Excellent defensive work there by Claire Colwell. She'll have the ball just backward of the centre. Almost finding Ramsey, but good work for the Victorian defence. It's a nice ball. They'll come forward again through Samantha Love. And she feeds a nice ball in here. Now, opportunity for Victoria, and they're going to get a penalty corner here. That was a better move.
Yeah, they were definitely able to find space inside the circle and create, so they'll be continuing to look to do that, but just obviously being a little bit more clinical and trying to get a shot on as well.
A nice turn there from Sierra Lee inside the circle. So, second penalty corner of this final for Victoria. Just ticked over halfway through the second quarter. Scoreline still standing at 0-0. Good set play. Lawton there with a chance. Queensland defence try to scramble. It's Lawton again. And Queensland just happy to get it out of there. A bit of temporary relief. Lawton just hit there. Have the ball again. There's a little bit of time as well. Now the pressure on. Play there from Claire Cole. Just didn't panic, didn't hit it out of defence, and it's worked out quite well. It's a nice bit of play. So a little bit of relief for the Queensland defence. Lawton feeding the ball in. Good ball. Good defensive work though from Queensland. They've stood up well so far when they've been challenged. MacArthur. Gather the ball again. Just kept it in play. Victoria build up from defence again. Certainly starting to find some space in the centre. Nicole, they seem to like coming through there, trying to feed through to their strikers.
Yeah, they will, and this is what it allows them to create. So they have the opportunity then create some space on the outside for the likes of Lawton and Ward to also just pick up some space and create. So they'll continue to do that. Queensland may obviously change that by putting some more pressure on that player in the middle.
So as we saw in the first quarter, Victoria finishing this second quarter strongly as well. Under 5 minutes until half time. Still 0-0. result there for Queensland. It was 2-on-1. Ball now with Morrissey. He stands to be doing very well. See that over. So Morrissey again. Trying to get that ball in the circle. A chance for Humphries. Chance for Humphries to score. Just good save by the keeper. There's a real opportunity there for Queensland. They worked that one well, Nicole.
Yeah, they certainly did. So that number 7 for Queensland, Hannah Cullen-Sanders, she's been really dynamic for Queensland all week. So hopefully we can see some more goal scoring from her, because she actually, can definitely hit a ball when she wants to.
There she is on camera now. Hannah Cullen-Sanders, 7 goals this week so far. Their second top scorer behind Claire Colwell.
That's it, kick coming out. Left, kick coming out. That's
Can they
it.
feed that ball into her again? They've certainly got the strike force, Queensland.
Go. Come on.
Opportunity there going to waste, unfortunately. So it'll be a Vic ball with 3 minutes to go here in this second quarter. New South Wales victorious in the boys' final, 2-1, a little earlier today. So good effort this from Queensland. Victoria had a good 4 or 5 minutes. Had an opportunity from a penalty corner, unable to convert. And again, we're seeing this pressing. Very nice work there from MacArthur. And winning out 1v2 does very well.
Well done, Zah. Okay. Go.
This hit there, it will be a Queensland ball, and it goes out aimlessly. So we're looking forward to a break here at half time. 0-0 the scoreline at the moment. It's tight. Both sides have had scoring opportunities, but unable to break the deadlock at the moment. Liv MacArthur, a good second quarter there on the right side for Queensland. So late opportunity. Cullen-Sanders with the ball now, who Nicole Jeeves just spoke about a few moments ago. He's had a great tournament.
Okay.
She's again, ball comes in, just unable to find a teammate there in the circle.
Come on, reposition. Come on, Mitch, on your
So a good little
toes.
period this for Queensland, Nicole.
Yeah, they've just been able to sustain some pressure up in this attacking 25. So
Chance now, clear chance. Oh, just unfortunately, Sarah Cochran just unable to get a stick on the ball. Sorry to interrupt there.
no, that's all right. So yeah, this is what they're doing. They're just being able to put this pressure on. So I think they'll be sort of quite pleased with what they go in with into half time.
So 30 seconds to go. Still time. And a really good last 4 or 5 minutes for Queensland. Cullen-Sanders, lovely turn. Now, real opportunity. In goal! Right on the stroke of half-time. Great build-up from Queensland. And you've got to say, after the last 4 or 5 minutes, a well-deserved goal for Queensland. Inside 10 seconds remaining. Lovely turn there from Cullen-Sanders. Finding a teammate, and that's a great shot, Nicole Jeeves.
Certainly is. So again, Cullen-Sanders has worked well along the baseline there and has just been smart to pop that ball back in. And look, West has just done quite well to finish that off for Queensland and go into the break quite confident.
The 4th goal of the tournament so far. None more important than that. Georgina West scoring right on the stroke of half-time. And that gives her state Queensland a 1-0 lead over Victoria at half-time. And as I said, they finished the last 4 or 5 minutes very strongly, and probably just rewards for a really good sustained little period there.
Yeah, it certainly was. So Queensland, they do have that ability just to continually keep attacking and put the pressure on teams, and they will sort of make you pay for errors, and that's clearly what's just happened to take them to 1-0 at half-time.
So there we have it. Georgina West, the goal scorer for Queensland. They lead at 1-0 at half-time. We're going to take a quick break here on Duff TV. Back with the second half very shortly.
This place has it all. 40,000-year-old stories, 360-degree views, and slow-moving, fluffy lawnmowers. We'll race anything around here. Even the odd penny farthing.
back to Duff TV's live coverage of the Australian Under-18 Championships. It's the women's gold medal playoff here through News Corp. Great to have your company. Rick Fontaine and Nicole Jeeves with you. And right on the stroke of half-time, we've only literally pretty much 15 seconds to go. Georgina West getting her 4th goal of the tournament to give the Queenslanders a 1-0 lead as we enter the 3rd quarter. The goal really opens it up as well, Nicole, doesn't it?
Certainly does. So I think from Victoria's point of view, you'll really start to see their big players start to step up and assert themselves in the game. So look to see a lot more from Josie Lawton and also Zali Ward through their midfield.
All right, so all to do with the VICs. It was a pretty even start. Peaks and troughs, each side having a sustained good period. But the run of play in that last 5 minutes certainly was with Queensland, which saw them score late in that 2nd quarter. Superb conditions here today, isn't it? Just absolutely perfect for, well, doing anything outdoors today, isn't it?
Certainly is, yeah. The sun's quite nice today, and obviously, as you mentioned earlier, there's not a lot of wind around, so it's just making it for perfect playing conditions.
Yes. Just checking the weather. It's 14.4 degrees in Launceston, but at least it's not windy. Otherwise, the wind chill factor would be pretty chilly here.
Yeah, it certainly will, but I think most of the spectators have worked that out now and have all got many layers ready to go.
You do come prepared when you're visiting, and it's great to have the visitors down here post-COVID.
Yes.
Well, we've been post-COVID for a long time down here in Tassie, so but it's great to have so much sporting action going on. We've got the supercars down here this weekend. We've got A-League, we've got AFL next week, so it's all of a sudden NBL. It's become a hub.
Certainly has, and it's great to see so much sport sort of happening in Tassie, but just also sport in general.
Yep, it sure is, and it's been a fabulous week of under-18 hockey here in Northern Tasmania. It's been a great pleasure to host the event through Events Tasmania, and Hockey Tasmania have done an amazing job. And here's a chance for the VICs early on. And some desperate defence there. So a couple of minutes in. A long way to go in this contest. Probably overall for the whole first half, as we see a replay of that attacking foray for Victoria. And you probably work it all out, but it has been quite even, really, the match, and it is only a goal, the difference here at the moment, so plenty of time. There certainly wouldn't be any desperation at this stage, no panic.
No, not at the moment. I reckon instructions from the coach are just to continually keep sort of playing to their objectives and just keep doing what they do best, and the results should start to fall their way.
Yeah. Callum Sanders, who had a great 2nd quarter, set up that goal for Georgina West. As Queensland come forward again, and certainly in attack, they have been very strong all week. 27 goals across their 6 matches, including the semi-final yesterday, that 5-1 victory over the Northern Territory. How good is it to see Northern Territory as well have a fantastic week, making it through to the semi-finals as well. It's just showing with Tassie and the under-15 boys that hockey's doing really well across the whole country.
Yeah, it's always nice to see every state being able to participate in the national championships, and yeah, Northern Territory have definitely shown quite a strong front this week, particularly in both men and the women. So promising times for their state as well, which is great to see.
No, brilliant, it is. So Liv MacArthur, also a good player in the 1st quarter. Here's Colwell. And chopped out. Come back to MacArthur now. And no one there for Queensland. So it goes over and out. So it'll be a Victoria ball. Charlotte Hodgson just going to collect the ball, and she'll bring it back into play. 4 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter here at the Northern Hockey Centre in Launceston. The ball coming in, but it goes out. Good to see the boys hanging around and supporting their states as well. New South Wales winning the boys' final 2-1. It was a thrilling game as well. And this one, who knows how this will finish.
Yeah, it's poised to be anyone's game at the moment.
Great work from Hodgson there. But numbers win out. Queensland, plenty of players around the ball. And they come forward again. Really good control and good work from Kenny. And there we go. Look at, just like that, bang, Queensland 2-0 up. Gee, they look impressive every time they're going forward now, don't they?
They certainly do, and Claire Cole was just able to really start the play early there, and it's just good movement by Cochrane to get that reverse sort of stick shot on. It sort of caught Victoria on the back foot, and they've definitely been able to sort of execute that well and get the reward that they wanted.
Brilliantly finished off from Sarah Cochrane there, her second goal of the tournament, and it's Queensland now getting out to a 2-goal lead here, just over 5 minutes into this third quarter. So they're certainly just making the most of their opportunities as well, and really, to be honest, probably dominating in attack at the moment. Victoria with plenty of the ball, but just not really able to finish off.
Yeah, correct. So obviously Queensland have always been known to be like strong goal scorers and to make the most of opportunities when they present themselves. Victoria like to create a little bit more and build up so they can actually gain sort of penalty corners, because they've been quite strong for them throughout the tournament. So we'll interesting to see what sort of approach they take here.
Chance almost there for Talbot. Just darted in front of her opponent, but couldn't quite make the right connection. So there we have it. In the 36th minute of the match, Sarah Cochrane scoring the second goal for Queensland. So they lead 2-0. And almost an immediate opportunity down at the other end now. It'll be a penalty corner, their third of the match to Victoria. There's a hush over the crowd, isn't there, when there's a penalty corner? And set play not quite coming off, but they'll come back again. Second opportunity for Victoria. Great defensive work. They've stood up pretty well, the Queenslanders, in defence. Nice turn there by Kenny. You can see plenty of people enjoying the sunshine in the grandstand here in Launceston this afternoon. 6.5 minutes gone, third quarter. Victoria 0, Queensland 2. With Sheriff for Victoria. On the outer side, Vic's look to come forward, but turnover. Cut out there by Tavan. Another chance for there's a little bit of help, 3-on-1, and in most cases 3 will win, but gee, great work from Callum Sanders. She's really started to put some real influence on this game from about midway through this second quarter, Nicole.
Yeah, she certainly has, and she can definitely change a game. So Queensland will definitely be hoping she can sustain some pressure to obviously look to score some goals or at least set some up.
Yeah, they're under a lot of pressure at the moment, Victoria. See again, the 3 strikers there for Queensland. Plenty of pressure, and there they are. They're just right on you, aren't they? There's just very little time for the Victorian defenders to react.
Yeah, so a lot of states will work out quite quickly who some of the better players are in each of the teams, and they will target them just to ensure that they don't have time and opportunity to create. So that's what they're doing at the moment with the Victorian midfield. They're really shutting them down early and reducing time and space that they've got to create.
Nice work here from Zali Ward. A little bit of time, space in the midfield for Love. Turnover in forward of the centre. Ball with Zali Ward again. Nice ball, cut off though defensively. Good work there by Livermore. It'll be a Victoria ball. Josie Lawton. Had a good week for Victoria. But, commentators curse right on cue. It happens all the time, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
So a bit of time and space here now for Colwell. Size of their upper options. Has a fair bit of time to just look what's upfield. There's Callum Sanders working hard and seeing the ball out there for his side. So it's Queensland ball. All the way back to the last line of defence. Now transition into our commentary side, and Shauna Mitchell is unable to make good connection there, so that ball goes out. So Queensland ball now. Eliza White. There's 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Chance now for Morrissey. Comes in to the circle. Seen out by the Victorian defence. So 2-0 the scoreline. If you're just joining us, Georgina West scoring right on the stroke of half-time. Sarah Cochran in the 6th minute of this third quarter, scoring to give Queensland this 2-0 lead. Nicely controlled by Humphries. Controls the ball well still. Still holding possession under a lot of pressure. Nice work from the Victorian defence. Geddes clears the ball. It's going to come back again. So in terms of field play, they're holding onto the ball nicely, Nicole Jeeves.
Yeah, well, Queensland at the moment are one player down. I think a player just got carted, like just in one of those last tackles. So Queensland understand that because they're sort of one player down, they just need to maintain possession until that player can get back on the field and they can go back to a full strength again.
Yep, Madeline Kenny, that player for Queensland, number 20, out for 5 minutes. So can they make the most of it? Oh, it was the right idea. Just a little wide of teammates, so 3.5 minutes remaining. It's a 2-goal margin in favour of Queensland in this under-18 final. The Australian Hockey Championships here at the Northern Hockey Centre in Launceston, Tasmania. They'll be well pleased if they can see this through to three-quarter time with this margin. Player down.
Go left box, go left box.
As mentioned, Madeline Kenny,
Loving, here.
the infringer. So you'd think that they'll be pressing really hard here, Victoria.
Yeah, well, they definitely should be using sort of that extra player to their advantage. Doesn't look like they've moved sort of like another player up front into their attacking striker line, but they should really be looking to push quite hard here because obviously they don't have another player up front at the moment, Queensland, so good opportunity for one of their sort of fullbacks or defenders to come up and assist as well, which they're not doing at the moment.
No, there's a turnover, real opportunity here. Good work from the Vic defence, nicely done. Yeah, we've got another one about to come off, I think, have we too? By the looks of it, it might be, is it Callum Sanders? No?
No, number
Might have
10,
been just
I believe.
off the ball then, I think. She looked as though she was heading to the bench, but... So, 2.5 minutes. Can Victoria come out of it? Good aggressive play there from Talbot, getting the ball into that circle.
40, get some separation, come on.
Real opportunity for them. They trail 2-0. And what confidence it would give them as well if they could score here with the numerical advantage. 2-0 down. It would set it up for a fabulous last quarter.
And wide, come on.
Andrew Henderson, he's barking instructions from the dugout there, and 2 minutes to go. He knows how important this is and what an opportunity this is as well, Nicole, for the Vics.
He certainly is. So he's sort of asking Victoria at the moment to really stretch Queensland. Queensland will try their best to protect the middle of their field. So he's asking his players to really stretch to try and find some spaces.
All right, so with 1.5 minutes to go, is this the opportunity for them? I'll get a look at a set play here. And as you can see there on the replay, he's coming off the ankles there of Mackenzie Herman. So you almost feel like they just need to score here.
Yeah, if Victoria score, I think it'll definitely be a interesting fourth quarter. Like, they'll take some confidence in if they can score here and convert, and hopefully look to continue to keep push.
Here we go. It's a good ball in, chance goal, and they get it. Oh, that changes things. Late in the third quarter, Victoria get onto the scoreboard from their fourth penalty corner, and we are at 2-1. And that was finished off very nicely, and they're up and about all of a sudden. That numerical advantage, and finished off. Sometimes those close range ones can be the hardest ones to get in.
They certainly can, particularly when you sort of make the initial save and then there's a rebound. So they've tied it up quite well with that rebound to convert that penalty corner.
So 2-1. All of a sudden, a spring in the step of the Victorians. They've had the numerical advantage for a few minutes. They've pegged one back, and here they come again in the circle. Chance to make it 2-2, and they do! 2 goals in a minute. Just like that, the game has just completely changed on its head.
Yeah, that's the brilliance of this game. You can sort of take an advantage in, and then it can just change as quickly as what it's done so far in this third quarter.
Incredible. 40 seconds, they've scored 2. Tess Palavisky finishing it off very well. So it's taken them almost 3 quarters and they've scored 2 in the space of 40 seconds. Tess Palavisky doing the damage here, and we are locked up at 2-2. They've taken advantage. We see it again. That's a really good goal. That was very, very nicely finished off. Takes her tally to 6 for the tournament. Can they find a third? Extraordinary.
That's it, Wardy. That's the way. This is where we want you wide.
And there we go. Well, what a finish, Nicole, to the third quarter. We were just talking, 2-0 down, Victoria, numerical advantage. And we heard the instructions from Andrew Henderson, as you mentioned. And they've listened, and they've made them pay, and Tessa scored 2 inside a minute.
Yeah, it also looked like Victoria did push another player forward, which created that additional sort of striker into that line. They may not have been directly involved in scoring, but they've definitely been able to create opportunity where Tess has been able to finish off. So they'll be pretty pleased, Victoria, going into this break. And I'm sure thinking that they've got the momentum now going into the fourth quarter.
I think equally Queensland will be very pleased now that they've got through the three-quarter time as well, because they do need to recharge, and it just shows how important it is in sport to have, I guess, that equilibrium of player numbers on whether you're on a court or on a field like in hockey as well. That extra player makes a massive difference.
Yeah, it certainly does, and particularly like this has been a long week for both teams, so there will definitely be some fatigued legs out there. So you need all the players on the field for as long as possible. So when you do go down 2 players, it can significantly impact your just game and ability to maintain sort of, I guess, possession and composure.
With Queensland only having conceded, I think it was 5 goals all week, and now 2 inside 40 seconds, do you think, is it really important from a coaching perspective to just reassure the team what's got them here?
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure the coach has been doing that. I know in speaking with the Victorian coach this week, he's just sort of been talking to them about just the importance of actually being here. COVID obviously hit Victoria one of the hardest states, so they didn't really play any or all hockey last year. So for them, it's just an opportunity to be here and be playing hockey. So they'll be taking that opportunity and, yeah, really, like, sort of, I guess, striving to win now.
That's a really good point you make, Nicole, around COVID, and particularly Victoria being so hard hit. And it's been a very impressive performance from them. They've got themselves back into this contest. Wherever you are, your cup of tea or coffee or whatever you've got there, and enjoy this final 15 minutes of what's been a fantastic week of the Under-18 Australian Hockey Championships down here in Tassie. We couldn't be better placed for the final, and here they come again, Victoria. Early first 20 seconds of this final quarter. 2-2. Sheriff with the ball. Getting into that circle. They've certainly got their tails up at the moment. How will Queensland respond? They led 2-0, of course. Seemingly in control. So MacArthur. A bit of space here. Opportunity to come forward through. The defenders around the ball, so Morrissey loses possession for Queensland. It will come back though now through MacArthur. Had a good game for Queensland. Colmeyer, it's been very strong in defence as well. The outer side. Plenty of players around the ball. Not a lot of space. Very congested, so the Vics will come out. 2-2 the scoreline. Mackenzie Herman goes out wide. Finds Eliza White. Well read for the Victorian defence. Now a bit of space in the middle. They look to spread. Ball now with Zara Geddes. Does well, does Geddes. So Victorian ball now. Just forward of halfway. Sizing up the options there is Robertson. And it's a poor pass, so turnover. West now opened the scoring in this grand final just before half time. Gee, it's opened up, hasn't it, Nicole?
Yeah, it certainly has, and it's a good play here by Queensland. They've just been able to sort of move the ball away from Victoria's numbers, but not be successful there.
Bad luck for Hannah Cullum-Sanders there. She just lost her footing. Was about to take possession. And just slipping there, unfortunately for her and her side. Let's see, just 12 minutes remaining. What a thrilling third quarter that was. Particularly the finish. And particularly for Tess Palabiski, scoring both Victorian goals in that final minute and a half. Lovely play from Lawton, being a terrific player for the Vics in this final. Just feels like this game's still got goals in it, Nicole. The players starting to tire a little bit. The players getting a bit more freedom, a bit more space. I just feel like we're going to see some more scoring here.
Yeah, I think there's definitely potential for more goals to happen, that's for sure.
Victoria come forward now through Ward. She's really started this quarter well. And gets it back. She's got three, surrounded by three Queenslanders, but somehow gets it out, finds a teammate in Robertson. Darcy Colmeyer now goes backwards. Cut out there by Colwell. Ball with Morrissey. And that one will go aimlessly out, so off a Victorian stick. So it's going to be a Queensland ball here. Crowd enjoying this. It really came to life in that third quarter. It looked as though we were going to head into half-time 0-0. Then Georgina West scored, and then 3 goals in that third quarter. Here is a chance for Queensland. This might only be maybe their second or third penalty corner of the match so far. So work out their set play and what they're going to do here. Victorian defenders get themselves organised and set.
Yeah, test. Okay. They should go out for the spin out ball. Next, come closer and get it as close as you can. All right?
So Queensland from the penalty corner. Great strike. Oof, it was a great strike. Gee, that wasn't far wide. Gosh, that was close, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Claire's been quite solid with her drag flicking all this week, so it's a little bit disappointing to see that she didn't get it on goal, but I'm sure there'll be hopefully more opportunity for her to take another shot during the game.
I thought for a moment it was a great save by the keeper, but not so. It's just wide of the goals. And that ball is out into the crowd. You've got to be attentive in the crowd, don't you?
You certainly do.
You don't want to take your eyes off the ball.
No, there can be some wayward balls throughout games, so you always want to be alert and watching the game.
Thankfully, that gentleman was there in the crowd. Didn't spill his coffee. So, just over 9 minutes left at the moment. Who knows what's going to happen at the end of 4 quarters? We might still be going.
Yes.
Third quarter, a good little period here for Queensland this time, Nicole. They seem to have wrested back a little bit of that control that they had until they had the player sent off.
Yeah, they definitely aren't playing at the same tempo they were previously, so it more than likely is an instruction just to slow down play, make sure that their basic skills are strong, that they are finding targets, and just to build play rather than trying to sort of go one out with Victoria at the moment.
Queenslanders, you can see their forwards just pressing again. It's a lovely long ball finding the double goal scorer. Palabisky controls the ball beautifully. Working really hard under a lot of pressure. Also there is Labour, does very well in the end. Fiona Labour of Queensland, so she'll relieve a little bit of pressure. Pressing really hard and almost forcing the turnover. Callum Sanders keeps the ball in. Lovely stick control. She works her way down the flank. Turns, she'll come inboard again. She looks poised, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's definitely shown that throughout the tournament and just hasn't, like she just doesn't have any worries about controlling the ball and just finding targets, which is really good to see from a striker.
So 2-2, the scoreline. Midway through this final quarter of the final, the Australian Under-18 Championships here for the women. Queensland 2, Victoria 2. When do nerves set in terms of not wanting to actually make a mistake? You're going for the win, but you're getting down to this. It's a gold medal match and the scores are locked. Do nerves come into it?
At the moment, no. I think it's just more the adrenaline that's running at the moment. The nerves will definitely start to set in if they do go to shootouts. It's one of the most nerve-wracking sort of parts of the game. So I look at the moment, I think they'd just be working through the process and, yeah, just be pumped to sort of be out here playing in the gold medal match.
India Talbot doing very well to keep that in play, but Queensland got it. But that one is wide and goes out. So 6 minutes left of regular time. 2-2 the scoreline. Queensland led 2-0 if you're just joining us. And a couple of goals in the last minute and a half of the third quarter to Tess Palabisky Victoria has locked it up, and that score remains at 2-2. Claire Colwell with the duty now. Dishes it off out wide. And the clock continues to tick. 5.5 minutes remaining. Slow, steady build-up. And a bit of space now out wide here for Zali Ward. Good work from Colwell. Getting back quickly and putting plenty of pressure on. That's a beautiful ball now. Chance for the Vics. Palabiski, confidence will be high. She's scored twice and works it very well. Nice build-up from Victoria. Forcing her way forward there, Sheriff. Now it's Victoria's turn. A bit of pressure here as well. And off the foot, so it's going to be a Queensland ball. Under 5 minutes left. Superb afternoon here in Launceston. Ball's going to go all the way down the other end. It'll be Victoria ball. Maybe Stansby now. Decides to go high and long. The whistle's gone. Not quite sure.
It's just when an overhead is thrown, it's basically the player who's in the landing zone first that gains possession. So just then Queensland was already in the landing zone and Victoria came into it. So it's just a free to Queensland.
So under 4 minutes now. Walker, turnover, chance for the Vics. They'll come forward, lovely ball out wide. Could she keep it in play? Yes, she can. That's Zali Ward. It's been good this quarter for the Vics. Right near the corner. And it should be a Victorian ball. It is.
Head up, Juice! Here!
Andrew Henderson up and about again. You know what happened in the third quarter in the final couple of minutes.
Behind the ball. Okay, hang on. Set play, go. Set play.
So Lawton just has worked hard this afternoon. Goes back here to Charlotte Hodgson, who transfers play now. And the Vics with a bit of urgency. Queensland now come out. Callum Sanders
Forwards, come on, Tessie, no good. Quick.
pushes forward. It's going to be a Queensland ball, so 2.5 minutes left here in this final quarter. Still time for either side to score. So Shauna Mitchell now with the turnover going the Vics way. Cool as a cucumber, Evie Stansby under a bit of pressure there. Always nerve-wracking moments, particularly late in a final.
Yeah, particularly when you're the last player in defence as well. You never want to make a mistake there.
Handled it very well. And now, turnover. As we come inside the circle. Again, well done. You can hear the big coach just telling them to hold it. They're just wanting to get it out of defence at the moment. Queensland finishing the stronger. Kenny. It's going to come back again now. Walker. To Band. And it'll be Walker now with a minute to go. Sustained pressure coming here from Queensland. Again, Demi Walker. Now, still time. You can see just off camera the Victorian strikers are pushing forward very quickly. They know they've got one last chance here with 40 seconds to go. They transfer it quickly, but unfortunately through the legs. And it's going to be a Queensland ball. It's frenetic now all of a sudden, Nicole.
Certainly is. So, yeah, you've heard Victoria's coach sort of starting to really try and encourage his players to get forward as much as they can. I think Queensland will be just content to maintain possession here and potential and go to shootouts. So we'll wait and see what happens in the next few seconds.
Yes, not long to go. And that's a miss hit. That's going to go out. So one last chance for the Vics, you would think, if they've got time. They'll have to be very quick. And that is just about going to do us. There we go. We are locked up. Nicole, geez, how, oh gosh, now the nerves do set in, don't they? 2-2 at full time. Queensland to Victoria. Goals to Georgina West and Sarah Cochran for Queensland in the first half. And Tess Palavisky, as we mentioned, in the 44th and 45th minute, the final minute and a half of that third quarter. And no goals in that final quarter, and we are locked up at 2 goals apiece. It's how do you play this as a coach? Like you've probably got everything sort of sorted out in terms of who's going to do what, but it's nerve-wracking for the players.
It certainly is. So they would train for this prior to coming into the tournament. You've always got your best 5 that are ready to go. But it's always challenging because you never know what the oppositional sort of goalkeeper is going to do in the moment. So it'll be about those that step up and take their chances and that do keep a composed head.
So for viewers that are tuning in perhaps for the first time and enjoying the hockey, tell us how this plays out.
So basically our striker, they start on the 25. They've got 8 seconds to basically get the ball into the back of the net. Obviously by any means they can, and obviously within the actual requirements of the game. Goalkeepers obviously just got to do their best to sort of hold them up for as long as they possibly can and make saves where they need to.
It's tough on a goalkeeper too, isn't it?
Certainly, yeah, it certainly is. And sometimes goalkeepers do make some mistakes and can give away sort of a stroke. So I'm sure the coaches are encouraging their goalkeepers just to maintain some composure and obviously not commit too quickly in the contest.
See, instructions there from Andrew Henderson and no doubt Sarah Rogers from Queensland doing the same at the moment as well. But there's only so much a coach can do in situations like this as well. It comes down to skill, it comes down to nerves. And in a few minutes, we'll see who's going to be crowned Australian Women's Under-18 Hockey Champion. Is it going to be Queensland? Is it going to be Victoria? 2-2 the final scoreline in regular time. We won't be too far away. See Emily Butler there, the goalkeeper. She looks pretty relaxed, smiling away there, but I'm sure a few butterflies circling. And equally for Jordan Bliss of Queensland. Bold enough to make a prediction?
Oh, it's going to be a tough one. It may actually come down to sort of sudden death shootouts,
Yep.
I think.
So basically we've got 5, and if someone leads by, well, 1 misses,
Yeah.
and the other 5 go in, we've got a clear winner.
Yes, we
But
do.
obviously every play here is so important in the context of it. So sometimes players are a little bit more relaxed in this situation as well, because I know in general play that the pressure is off, I find sometimes. I know with sport that I'd played in a long time, in situations like this, you're filled with penalty shootouts that sometimes, you know what, whatever's going to be is going to be now. The set plays and everything is gone.
Yeah, I think if they trust in their
And it's
skills,
one-on-one.
yeah,
Yep.
trust in their skills and trust in like what they've practiced, and stick to it as well. One of the things that the striker can have a tendency to do is sort of change their mind right at the last minute. So once you've made a decision, it's just important to stick with it
Yes.
and see it through. So hopefully we see that today.
Absolutely. I know you would certainly rather see a winner crowned in regular time in any sporting situation, but makes for a lot of excitement, this, that's for sure, when you're neutral.
Yeah.
All right, so the first opportunity looks like it's going to be Zali Ward for Victoria to get us underway. Just about set. Real hush over the hockey centre. Gosh, that's unfortunate, isn't it?
It certainly is.
That is devastating for it. Just treading on the ball, and you can see on the replay, that's heartbreaking, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's definitely not what you'd expect either, but potentially just thinking too much ahead and forgetting about the basics of just taking the ball with her, unfortunately.
There was a fair delay there too, wasn't there, before getting the all clear? You're waiting and waiting for that whistle. Now it's Claire Colwell. As Nicole mentioned, we've got 25 seconds and it's wide. So all of a sudden, Zali Ward will be feeling a little bit better.
Yeah, she will. Claire just didn't do quite enough here to move the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper was able to maintain her line quite sort of confidently, and Claire just clearly didn't know where the goals was at that last minute.
Emily Butler just holding her feet and her nerve really well. And it's the Vic's turn. See here on the replay, Zara Geddes of Victoria. So now Queensland. Bit of space. There's one, two. So you see here on the replay, just opened up a little bit, but just going wide.
Yeah, she just wasn't quite able to connect as well as I think she would have liked to on that hit.
So we are in the final. It is so still here. Great strike. Juliet Sheriff scores for Victoria.
Yeah, she just kept it simple here and then waited sort of till the goalkeeper had over potentially stepped and just executed well.
Big smile on her face, turns around. It's the congratulations from her teammates. So now it's Hannah Cullum-Sanders of Queensland. She's had a great game. Goes out wide, and that's excellent. Block. Oh, desperate. Wow. It's all happening here. It's in Leonard's.
Certainly is. That's great work by the goalkeeper. Just again, patient in their contest, made them play it and still was able to maintain like their positioning.
Oh, just had one more chance there, didn't she, Hannah Cullum-Sanders? It was a desperate lunge, but unable to turn that ball in. So it's advantage Victoria. Josie Lawton now. Great save. Excellent save. Boy, I'm getting nervous for these girls out here. Nicole, this is tense.
Certainly is. They're definitely not taking their opportunities, but the goalkeepers are both keeping their teams in it.
You get down to this stage, it just gets even more nerve-wracking. Oh, real chance here. The whistle just sounded.
Yeah, so unfortunately she wasn't able to put the ball in the goal until after the 8 seconds, so that means it won't count.
So unlucky there for Madeline Kenny, number 20 for Queensland. Again, you've got to credit the goalkeeper though as well.
Yeah,
in that
absolutely.
situation. All right, here we go. Victoria. Desperate goalkeeping, great goalkeeping. Yeah. Looking at the umpire for a little bit of help here.
Yeah, I think she would have been sort of saying that the goalkeeper has protected the ball, but the Victorian player hasn't had actual control there, so it's really like a clean save, and the umpire's done the right thing there.
Yep, good work from Jordan Bliss in goals there for Queensland. Yeah. Desperate. And the whistle goes. Now, was it too late?
It looks like they're counting it.
Here's the replay. Beautifully finished though too in the end, wasn't it, by Georgina West, who opened the scoring here today.
Certainly was. I'm not quite sure Victoria are happy with this call.
No.
So it looks like that we will be potentially going to a sudden death shootout here.
That was it was really, really tight on that whistle, wasn't it? It was yeah.
Certainly was, and I'm not sure that they're actually questioning whether or not it's hit Georgina West's foot as well when she's gone to ground.
Yeah, here's a replay for the viewers at home. It's a big moment.
It looks all
It
clear.
does look all clear. So, just waiting on confirmation here, but looks like we're going to continue, and it's going to be Hannah Cullum-Sanders. So, situation right now, Nicole, as we get into this stage of the event.
Yeah, so basically this is now sudden death, so it's pretty much goal for goal. So you need to score in this situation to keep your team in it.
Hannah Cullum-Sanders for Queensland. Waiting for the all clear from the umpire. Seems like an eternity they have to wait. And probably doing the right thing here, just going back, recomposing herself. It's smart play. Strikes it beautifully. So.
Yeah, one of the benefits of going to sudden death, you do get an opportunity to sort of see what the goalkeepers do, and you can definitely have the opportunity to change what you do, which Hannah's definitely done in this situation.
So the pressure now on Josie Lawton. She's had a great match.
She certainly has, so she needs to score here to keep Victoria in this.
Queensland are the under-18 Australian Girls Champions for 2021. They come from everywhere. They're jubilant, and so they should be. And poor old Josie Lawton there, we can see her just off camera. She's in tears, being consoled by her teammates. It's an awful situation, isn't it? But just bad luck.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking situation for Victoria. It's never an easy way to sort of lose a gold medal match, but Victoria should definitely be proud of what they've done throughout this tournament, and definitely still keep their heads high because they've played some amazing hockey.
Certainly, it's been a wonderful week of hockey, and it's a cruel way to lose winners will be happy, and you know the Vics here, they'll recompose themselves, and great to see them getting around Josie, because she, as we said a little earlier, she's had a great match, and she was just in the unfortunate situation that she had to deliver, and sudden death, that's what can happen in sport, unfortunately. But a great performance from Victoria. Well done to Queensland, who take out the Australian Under-18 Championships. Final score was 2-2, and it was 2-1 in sudden death, going the way of Queensland, with Hannah Cullum-Sanders scoring there, and Josie Lawton, unfortunately for Victoria, as you can see there, being consoled by her teammates. It's a tough way to go, but they can be very, very proud of their efforts this week. They've had a brilliant week and done very well, and great to see both teams now getting around each other as well. We've seen some great, some of the great players of the future coming up here, and this is where they all come from, isn't it?
Certainly is, and look, a lot of these players, as we said, will go into sort of the futures camp that will come up, and yeah, definitely keep an eye on many of these players, because I'm sure we will be seeing them represent Australia in the near future.
Yep, their careers are just starting, and it's been a wonderful week down here in Launceston. We hope that you've all enjoyed it. It's been a great pleasure to bring you the finals today, of course, of the men's, with victory there going to New South Wales, and here it's Queensland winning in sudden death. And as you can see, ball just going wide, coming off the keeper there, and Queensland, as they came from everywhere, celebrate winning the championship for 2021. Presentations not too far away. Nicole Jeeves from Hockey Tasmania, well done on the week, and it's been a ripper.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on board and joining us as well. We're going to wrap things up here from Launceston. Hope you've enjoyed the week. Presentations coming very shortly.
to keep Victoria in this.
Queensland are the under-18 Australian Girls Champions for 2021. They come from everywhere. They're jubilant, and so they should be. And poor old Josie Lawton there, we can see it just off camera. She's in tears, being consoled by her teammates. It's an awful situation, isn't it? That, but just bad luck.
Yeah.
Hey, well done, mate.
Didn't have to do one.
That's all right. Doesn't matter. You'll get a gold medal. Have to get a photo after.
Yeah. So proud of you, Flo. You are.
I was just about to test it, but you can do that if you want. Careful with that because it's not very securely in now. You tell me not to touch it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, and thank you once again to everybody for coming out to the Northern Hockey Centre here in Launceston for the Under-18 Australian Championships. Before we commence the presentation for the Under-18 Women's Championship, I do wish to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we have gathered and played this week, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Please put your hands together for what an incredible grand final or gold medal match between Victoria and Queensland. To assist with the presentations, I have again out on the field with me the CEO of Hockey Tasmania, David Smith, the Program Coordinator from our event partner, Events Tasmania, Dr. David Edgar, and Technical Lead from Hockey Australia and four-time Olympian, Mr. Mark Niles. A few thank yous to everybody before we jump into official presentations. Firstly, to our event partner from the past 5, now 6 years in Events Tasmania. Thank you for your support in bringing and supporting these events, the delivery of the events in Tasmania for the last 5 years, and we do look forward to hopefully a continuing relationship with you. To Hockey Tasmania, thank you for your additional support in the preparation of this event to be COVID safe, and the day-to-day management of the venue. Some incredibly long days, and particularly want to say thank you to Finn as well for his here when we all get here, and he's the last one to leave, so congratulations, Finn, in particular. To our event officials, thank you for your professionalism and first-class management of the tournament. In particular, our off-field team of Greer, Scott, James, Charlene, Chrissy, Colin and Gary, in addition to the pool of umpires. Thank you. And finally to Duff TV and News Corp for our recent partnership to broadcast these championships. It's certainly allowed thousands of people back home to keep watch and keep tabs. So our first presentation will be to the officials who were awarded the responsibility of taking charge of the bronze and gold medal matches, and I'll ask our tournament director and umpire manager to make these presentations. Congratulations to our bronze medal match officials, umpires Tilka Hassing, Steph Thompson and Mel Blanchard, as well as match manager of TO, Michael Hart. Okay. And congratulations to our gold medal match officials, our umpires, Paula Grover-Johnson, Kelby Poynton and Iris Miller, as well as match manager Alison Page. Before all of the players and teams and officials arrived at these championships, we did ask everybody to read and acknowledge our codes of conduct under what has traditionally been called the Play the Whistle Award. I'll pause for the photo. Thanks, girls. So our Play the Whistle Award, basically we rank teams 3, 2, 1 in order of who has behaved most in alignment with our codes of behaviour. In past, we've awarded a small cash prize to the team that has behaved the best, but in most recent years we've chosen to make a donation to a local charity, and this year we will be making a donation to Headspace that have centres and ability to help with mental health for people right across Australia. That doesn't mean that we won't acknowledge the best behaved teams. So can we please put our hands together for our best behaved under-18 men's team in Tasmania and under-18 women's team in Queensland.
I haven't got the photo with Bria.
And that's why. To our leading goal scorer, I'll ask David Edgar to make this presentation. To the player that has scored clearly the most goals over the last week, from Queensland, Claire Colwell. And as mentioned in our the presentation earlier this afternoon, we have also had a number of people watching the games that know the game very well and have been working to award a player of the tournament. Fittingly, I'll ask Mark Knowles to present this award. So congratulations to The player of the tournament for the Under-18 Women's Championship from Victoria, Josie Lawton.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
No, actually, well done. Now to our medalling teams, our bronze medal winning team was decided by shootouts on the other pitch a bit earlier, and unfortunately they had booked their flight for about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock this afternoon, so they've already got their medals and disappeared. But please put your hands together for the Under-18 Women's bronze medalists in Northern Territory. As we can quickly move into congratulating our silver medalists from today, and I'll ask Damien to assist. So please put your hands together for our Under-18 Women's silver medalists in Victoria.
Well done. Great tournament for you guys. Well done. It's really good. We'll grab a photo.
Oh. Yeah!
And David, I'll ask you to assist with the final presentation. So please everybody put your hand together for the Under-18 Women's gold medalists and champions for 2021, Queensland.
Oh, can the girls come over on that?
It's not a Queensland one.
I'd just like to thank especially the officials and the umpires. In the unpredictable times at the moment, they've done really well to organise and set up this event for it to happen. Tireless amount of time and effort has gone into preparing this tournament, and each of the players should be very thankful for this opportunity we've been given. To the players, especially thank you for such a good competition. It's a great level of talent out there, and we're building slowly and slowly, so we'll get there. And to Sparkies, thank you so much. Love you girls. And thank you everyone. Listen.
And that does now conclude our 2021 Under-18 Championships. Thank you everybody for being coming out, whether you're a player, parent, spectator, team official, anything to do with this event. Thank you so much. Please make sure you all get home safely, and we'll see you again next year. Thank you. Well done. Now you can all come.
Sanders, lovely turn. Now, real opportunity in goal, right on the stroke of half-time. Great build-up from Queensland, and you've got to say after the last 4 or 5 minutes, A well-deserved goal for Queensland. Inside 10 seconds remaining. Lovely turn there from Callum Sanders, finding a teammate, and that's a great shot, Nicole Jeeves.
Certainly is. So again, Cullen Sanders has worked long.
And there we go. Look at that. Just like that, bang, Queensland 2-0 up. Gee, they look impressive every time they're going forward now, don't they?
They certainly do, and Claire Colwell was just able to really start the play early there, and it's just good movement by Cochrane to get that reverse sort of stick shot on. It sort of caught Victoria on the back foot, and they've definitely been able to sort of execute a interesting fourth quarter. Like, they'll take some confidence in if they can score here and convert, and hopefully look to continue to keep push.
Here we go. It's a good ball in, chance goal, and they get it. Oh, that changes things. Late in the third quarter, Victoria get onto the scoreboard from their fourth penalty corner, and we are at 2-1. And that was finished off very nicely, and they're up and about all of a sudden. All of a sudden, a spring in the step of the Victorians. They've had the numerical advantage for a few minutes. They've pegged one back, and here they come again in the circle. Chance to make it 2-2, and they do! 2 goals in a minute. Just like that, the game has just completely changed on its head.
Yeah, that's the brilliance of this game. You can sort of take an advantage in, and then it can just change as quickly as what it's done so far in this third quarter.
Incredible. 40 seconds, they've scored 2. Tess Palavisky.
Or here to keep Victoria in this.
Queensland are the under-18 Australian girls champions for 2021. They come from everywhere. They're jubilant, and so they should be. And poor old Josie Lawton there, we can see her just off camera. She's in tears, being consoled by her teammates. It's an awful situation, isn't it? But just bad luck.
Yeah.
This place has it all. 40,000-year-old stories, 360-degree views, and slow-moving, fluffy lawnmowers. We'll race anything around here. Even the odd penny farthing.